excuse me. It looks like we are both live on YouTube and live on Facebook. Good afternoon. Good Sunday afternoon. And because my name is David, or I'm also known as Small Biz David AI Bot. It's Sunday, and my weekly broadcast is titled Every Saturday is Small Business Saturday. And because of some small business things that were happening in my business yesterday, I was not able to produce. So here we are on Sunday. And actually, if you're a small business owner, I'm sure you understand the statement when I say your business. It's a 24/7 kind of thing. It's always here. It never goes away. Although I've heard some interesting procrastination. What folks are going to be thinking about. I read a headline this morning, and it's from an individual who I've actually met him. He's been around for a long time, and I did not like the headline at all. But that's the way that that's who he is. He is absolutely probably the greatest copywriter of all time. Dan Kennedy's his name. At any rate, he had a headline that said hundreds of thousands of small businesses failed in 2025. Are you one of them? And I don't like the tone and the of that kind of headline. It's a very negative headline. Yes, there are some businesses that existed in 2025 and are not going to exist in 2026 for a whole myriad of reasons. And I think maybe it's one of establishing the value that your business brings to the marketplace. And today, more than any time I have ever seen in my 55 years of publishing, trust is most important, because with all the AI technology havoc commotion going on, and there's plenty of it, AI is a very, very good thing. 2 years ago, I actually said publicly that I really questioned. I was very skeptical about AI from a publishing perspective, but I have learned in the last 6, 7, 8 months that publishing today is more fun in publishing than I've ever had with the challenges. And the challenges really haven't changed at all. Technology has, yes, no question about it. Technology changes by the second, and part of being able to move forward and define your next steps is how do you put perspective around that as it relates to you and your life and your business. So I wanted to do something I've never really done before, but I thought it might work out nicely. This is the second to the last Saturday. Well, yesterday was the second to the last Saturday of 2025. I always encourage people to, in the last 100 days of the year, to really ask yourself the questions about your business and start to build your business plan, and every business has to have a plan. Businesses are not successful because they don't have a plan. It's the plan has to go beyond. I want to make a lot of money, and I want to take a lot of vacations and buy expensive things. It's got to go beyond that. It has to be a as detailed as you can. It's got to be a simple plan. It's got to be a simple plan stated with clarity, clarity that you understand, and clarity that you can communicate with other folks. Simplicity and clarity are a must in any marketing and sales value trust story that is told. So, one story I found a couple days ago came from a collaborator, a publisher collaborator uh, called Smart Brief, and an individual, Dave Cafaro, um, wrote a story with the title, Now is the Time to Make Your 2026 Business Plan Matter. Actually, I'm reading something in the headline that I didn't remember reading uh, the first time, but uh, as I said, you need to start building your plan at least 100 days before the end of the year. And now is the time, as Dave says, to make your 2026 business plan matter. How do you make that happen? Strategic planning does not deal with future decisions. It deals with the futurity of present decisions. These words from Peter Drucker often offer insight into the way management can approach its annual plans. Said another way, define success, then chart the path to create it. Defining success doesn't necessarily uh, have to be about money. How much money can you make? In fact, myself, uh, money has never been the motivating factor for me in the business plans and projects that I have done over the years. What does motivate me is the challenge to meet the objectives of the business project. What are objectives? Knowing full well that if you're doing the right things, um, you will make enough money to live your life. You may not make enough money to have an extravagant lifestyle, but uh, done with careful planning, careful thought, with simplicity and clarity, it can be done. I've been doing it for over 55 years. I've had some years that uh, were very, very substantial years of income. I've had other years, uh, well, I've had some years that there's been no revenue generated in the business. Now, that was not an objective to generate revenue. So that's how that happened. But uh, something to think about, something to think about. And I'll take a moment here. If you have a question about that, I'm doing some self marketing right now uh, for the Small Biz David AI bot. If the next time you do a Google search, uh, if you search it in AI mode, Google's AI is Gemini technology, and they're now in uh, Gemini 3, the third version of what they're doing. And it seems like they come out with a new version almost every other week. But it doesn't matter. It's part of the branding. It's part of the branding that Gemini does. But if you go to the search engine, Google, if you in AI mode ask the question, what does Small Biz David AI bot? Small Biz David AI bot. What does it say about, if you fill in the blank with your about statement, you will get back a very detailed report, uh, pages, several, well, could be 2, 3, 4 pages of information uh, that I have found inside of Google's. I have been on Google servers for 17 years and have produced over 3,000 hours of YouTubes in those 17 years. And so the information that I produce is database inside of Google. So if you ask the question in AI, you will then get feedback to what Small Biz David AI bot says. Now, uh, if you have a question about anything that you are reading, uh, I have created the opportunity for you to um, call me, call the AI bot. I don't have the phone number. The phone is actually, it's a 5135. I don't, I apologize. I don't have the phone number. I thought I had it right here. I will post it in the YouTube. Um, if you call that number, you can leave a voicemail question that the Small Biz David AI bot will return a next step text message. So make sure you leave the proper number to text back to you. Then uh, you can, if you want to further get a further answer beyond that, uh, for the first time you do it, it will be complimentary from me to you. Uh, After the complimentary one, we have a subscription available, a 2026 annual subscription of $99. And that $99 will entitle you to to leave one voicemail every month. So that would be 12 voicemails for 2026. That is what the subscription is all about. They make great presents. Uh, if you yourself are not an entrepreneur, small business owner, please share this information with a friend, a relative, a follower who is. And from the folks that uh, start asking the questions, a relationship, a collaborative relationship, will start to evolve, and many of those folks will become individuals who will have their 19-minute marketing, sales, value, trust story live streamed on YouTube, live streamed on Facebook uh, at the time, and also I will give you the URL, the YouTube URL that is created, so that you can distribute that for your own marketing purposes. I have my own reasons for doing it. Then you'll be able to share that YouTube with uh, customers or prospects. Uh, it will be the absolute beginning steps. Well, of course, will state the value of why you're doing what you're doing, what value do you bring to the marketplace, but it will start to establish the trust factor. Uh, when you've been doing, uh, uh, when you've been publishing for 55 years, I've had to bring a lot of value to the marketplace, uh, and folks have had to trust me. I've got some great stories, business stories from my past, actual happenings, where at one time I had 6 competitors, direct competitors in the insurance industry. Uh, they competed with each other, and each one of them knew that I was mentoring, assisting, uh, doing my thing with their competitors, but they had no problem with me doing it because it would be all about them. It would go no further. It's a client relationship. I can't. I'd be very foolish to share what a competitor is doing that I know that they're doing because I created it, uh, and I had somebody actually, a well-known name that I won't mention, a company, try to test me if they were a competitor to, well, a couple of them on the list, and they wanted me to share information about the other guys, the other person's program, and I actually, I was invited into his office, flew from Ohio to New York to go to the meeting. And as soon as he pushed me on that question, I got up and I left his office. I left, well, I don't know if I left business on the table, but I was not going to get involved because someone tried to challenge my trust. Uh, so it's a great way to start. And that's about all that I had about that I wanted to share from Dave. His writing. The next one, Google's Danny Sullivan, SEO, search engine optimization for AI, is still SEO, search engine optimization. If you don't understand SEO, and you're beginning to understand AI because it's becoming a part of everybody. Somehow, our daily lives are being impacted by AI technology. Um, I maybe at a later date I'll explain the difference between the two. Maybe it will be done. Absolutely, will be done in the conversation that I have with David Amerlin. I just did um, a video on what value, who is David Amerlin, what value does he bring to the marketplace. We are going to do a live follow up to that conversation, and in there I'll have David, I'll have the expert explain to you the difference. Uh, the headline to uh, Danny Goodwin's story: AI search is not changing SEO fundamentals. I agree with that statement 1,000%. Google's Danny Sullivan says to keep doing things that will make you successful in the long term. Google searches Danny Sullivan and John Mueller push back again on the idea that brands need a separate AI SEO strategy during the latest search off the record episode. That was something that they do, a podcast or whatever. Maybe my friend Susan produced it. Sullivan's point is simple. The acronyms keep changing: GEO, AEO, SEO, AI, etc. But the advice doesn't. Write for humans, not for ranking systems, whether those systems are traditional search or LLM powered experience. Why we care, and he's now talking from the Google perspective. As AI search grows, a lot of publishers and SEOs are feeling pressured to try something new. Google take Google's take chasing AI tricks can actually backfire and distract you from making content people actually like. I didn't think about this until just now, but Danny from Google has described exactly what the Small Biz David AI bot is uh, all about and what we're trying to accomplish, what we have accomplished, not trying to, what we have accomplished. I started producing, uh, I produced my first YouTube in 17 years ago, 2008, with Barbara Weltman. And uh, since then have produced over 3,000 hours of small business information, uh, marketing, sales, value, trust, big business, small business, whatever it might be. Thrown in there too, I didn't really mention. I did a television show on public access TV here in Cincinnati. Uh, Public access TV here is called Media Bridges, and I produced 65 uh, on VHS tape, which many of you may not even know what that is. I have they're out in the garage. Most of them are out in the garage of conversations I had with, most of them were panels. I had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as many as 6 people on a panel conversation about something marketing and sales. I'm sure value trust came into the story. So I have never um, uh, done all those things that people tell you you're supposed to do in order to get ranking on Google. Here's what I have done. I have done very simple organic marketing. Uh, that's what I do, organic marketing. And uh, it took Google 3 years to really understand what Small Biz David was all about and what Small Biz David was doing. And I was honored when about 10 years ago now, Google uh, sent me an email saying, henceforth, now and forever, there is the algorithm, David F. Small Biz David Leopold is a Google algorithm. If you type that in the search engine, you will get, I haven't done it for a while, but thousands of pages of information. You'll get the YouTube links. That's I wonder if YouTube doesn't archive anything before 2010 that I did. I wonder if on the Google search engine servers, if they have some of those older videos. I'll have to go check. But as Danny says, the technology changes, but the basic principles and guidelines of good, smart marketing and sales don't change. You have to have the ongoing conversation, and we'll talk about that in the next article. How do you do that ongoing conversation with customers and with prospects, folks with whom you hope are going to do business with you? Uh, I'll be very blunt and say I have established more uh, customer care touch points in the last 55 years than anybody. Millions and millions of customer care touch points. And part of the value and the trust inherent is that when you have a customer care touch point, that is an opportunity to build and further build the relationship that you have with that customer so that they create enhanced lifetime value, customer lifetime value. And I have run into virtually every company that didn't take that opportunity. They tried to solve the customer's problem, the question that they had, and now, oh my goodness, now with AI making those decisions, it's becoming even a crazier place than it's ever been. Let me tell you a fun experience I had about a month ago now, and I'm going to pick it up again this coming week. I bought my first Google ad uh, uh, about a month ago. I had never spent one dime on anything marketing uh, uh, on the internet before that ad, and it was a very very interesting process to create the ad that is in Google, but it's a different thing today than it ever was. I was actually building my ad with a bot, and what I was the information I was giving, the marketing and sales message that I wanted to communicate had to fit within the system that the bot was bringing to me, and if it didn't, it didn't work. So um, I, it took me over a week to actually create an ad that the bots system accepted. It took over a week. The ad ran. Uh, I was only running it as a test. Since I had never done it before, I wanted to test an ad. I wanted to test the concept. I wanted to test the technology to see what results I might get before I invested a large sum of money. Uh, and the ad ran for 3 days. It drew uh, I don't know, 3 or 4 thousand responses, views in those 3 days, but not one sale out of all those responses. So I stopped. It actually cost me $30. I invested $30 for those 3 days to get views, and if you do the math, a view actually cost me 4 cents. And to me, that's an outstanding number if you can get a view for only 4 cents. But it has to, X number of those have to convert into sales. Uh, and they weren't. So I've taken the last month to understand, to study what my next steps were going to be. And I'm going to execute starting tomorrow or Tuesday, and create the well. Supposedly, I know exactly why I didn't get any sales. I've been marketing for a long time. I knew why, and what I wanted to do to generate a sale, to make something happen, actionable happen. Uh, the system would not allow me to do it. But as I understand it, it now will allow me to do what I couldn't do a month ago. So there should be some fantastic uh, revenue generating opportunities coming up. Real quickly, Google wants creators, people who, like myself, I'm a Google creator, prioritize original value, lean into authenticity, go multimodal. Sullivan joked that he hates the term multimodal, but the point stands. Mix text with images and video because users search across formats and often prefer video. Yay! For how to answers. Yes, I have done it. It's brought me to where I am today. It is definitely my next steps. Small Biz David's next steps were development of the Small Biz David AI bot, and there's not a question that is happening, and very very exciting, and lots of fun. Lots of fun. You have to have fun, and I guarantee you will have fun if you get involved in well, let's say you have an opportunity to call a number that I have to publish. I'll publish it in the comments, or I'll do a YouTube tomorrow. And well, what I'll do tomorrow, I will publish I will produce a YouTube that not only gives a number, but delivers to you the greeting that you will hear, and we will go from there. Google advice: define and track outcomes that matter to your business, not just raw traffic. You just heard my personal story on that. Clicks alone don't tell the full story anymore. Yes, especially as AI overviews and conversational results guide users before they ever visit a site. Focus on quality. Clients still want the new thing. He suggested reframing is to present the same old stuff, yes, as the doable long-term strategy, but position AI SEO as monitoring and adapting, not rebuilding everything into a second content system. Uh, that will be a losing proposition if that's all you do. Take what you have done and with simplicity and with clarity, take it to the next step. And Small Biz David AI Bot is great at defining the next step. Okay, that's the story from Danny Sullivan at Google. I'm going to quickly uh, talk about a third story: exhausted by content marketing, 5 ideas to reset your 2026 program. This is a story that I found at the Content Marketing Institute, written by Ann Gynn, Gynn. I will quickly give you the 5 ideas. Uh, I didn't see. In 2025, you've had to react a lot, new platforms, da 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 da. Let go of 2025's content overload, new things. 2026, you should clean it up, clean up your content, update it, retire old content that's no longer very good. Advancements in search engines and AI agentic tools mean that content that hasn't been seen in years may surface. Uh, Actually, she does not number in this particular article. The ideas are there, but she hasn't really said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Help for 2026. Maybe this is it. Old content, new risk, or AI learnings about you, about your brand. How to set up a content scoring process for better decisions. DAM 101, to evaluate, implement, and optimize a digital asset management DAM system on demand webinar. I've never done an on demand webinar, and I never will. I'd rather just do a YouTube and move on. 5 steps you can take now to make future content updates easier. You had to click on those articles and go further with them. 2026 is going to probably be the funnest year that I've ever had in marketing and sales publishing and producing marketing and sales value trust stories. Uh, I project that I could produce. It'll take me 3 years to produce and publish 10,000 stories. If everything else goes, I could physically produce and publish 10,000 stories in 3 years. Uh, I don't know that the stories I'm telling, if they're ready to be told and move forward, but certainly that's part of the value that I bring to the marketplace. I guess that's pretty interesting. Small Biz David brings value. Small Biz David AI bot begins to uh, uh, create a trust relationship uh, to you and the marketplace, to you and your customers in general. That's I'm really looking forward to 2026. I actually started doing things in the last 3 months that were launching what I was going to be doing in 2026. So uh, I ended my 2025 9 months or 3 months early after 9 months. Uh, well, not because I didn't realize my goals and objectives, because I was willing to start. I thought it was important. I thought it was strategically important for my business to begin to build on what's going to happen in 2026. I hope you have received something of value today. If you know an entrepreneur, a small business owner who's a friend, a follower, a whatever, uh, that needs to start to grasp this information, please share this information with them. Uh, I know you have the share button, but make it count, make it work. Uh, do sharing for the right reasons, not sharing for necessarily for the reasons that the technology platform that you are using, they get more value out of all those things than than you do. Trust me on that one. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for 37 minutes of your time today. And I hope uh, the next time that we get together will be the very best time. We'll see you soon and enjoy the rest of your day. And YouTube.